Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in my African style penjing here, a African style tree. It's a juniper that I've just kind of styled it as an acacia tree, I presume they are, but over there that grow like this. The tree itself, I can't really see much I need to do. There's a couple of dead stubs I can take off, things like that, but other than that it's still okay. There's the problem with doing these kind of penjings and all that. I enjoy doing them, but you got to keep on top of the landscape as well as watching the tree. But like that, this tree is fine, but you can see the landscape is pretty. Look at the grass here; it's a bit long for this, what you would say, a landscape, I suppose. I don't think the grasses grow long higher than the trees, but so we'll have to give it a clean up. There's a lot of weeds in here. We need to get rid of all this moss and stuff off these rocks. We want to kind of make them look a bit drier looking, and we need to redo the sand and that. We might give the the giraffe a bit of a break. He's tired from standing there for the last God knows how long, and we might switch it up for some lions or something. Let's switch it up now and again, not only for just different appearance, but also they fade if they're sitting out in the sun too long. So I'll just take the giraffe in because he's just starting to fade a bit, and strip it out. Okay, so we'll go in and we'll try and get a bit of this, as much of this weeds out as we can, and we scrape the sand and clean it all off. So I've got it on this kind of serving tray, so it's easier to just drop all the weeds down onto that, and then I can just empty the whole thing into the bin. So around the base of the rocks, we might leave a little bit of moss and things just to make it look a little bit like there's a bit of water collected around the rocks. This grass is a kind of a small grass that I bought. It was just a little tiny pot of it, and I broke it up and planted it around, and it kind of grows very thin and brown. You see some of it's green, but it browns often. So I thought it's ideal for my kind of savanna looking grass. This one is obviously just some other kind of grass that's grown there. There's some moss and that growing in here, so get rid of some of it. Like I said, I'll leave some bits just to kind of act like bushes or something. Low lying bushes or whatever. Sand has just got a thin layer of moss growing on it, and algae and stuff, so I'll just kind of go across the top and scrape it back. Yeah, like that. I do like doing all these little landscapes and things, but like I said, it over doubles your work, because looking after the tree is one thing. If it was just a tree in the pot, then I wouldn't be having to do anything to it, but because of the landscape, I work on the landscape probably 3 or 4 times in between having to work on the tree, so it makes job a lot harder, but I do enjoy doing them, so I don't really count it as a job. Some liverwort as well in here. Get rid of that. Rock off, I think. We'll give that a scrubbing because we don't want it it looks good and everything, but not in a kind of a dry, deserty look and savannah look on the desert, I suppose. Put a liverwort here. It's like growing around the grass is the liverwort. Even growing up on top of it. Gonna kind of scrape up this bit now in the middle. Around the roots of the tree. Okay. You two need to get out. Okay, so now we'll just go in with a brush. I think I have a soft brush somewhere down here. Just brush all that off. I'll just trim back this grass. Let's see if I can actually pull that one out without disturbing the other one. I think I did actually just prune this one back the last time, but it's starting to get a bit thick now, so just pull it out as much as I can. Okay, and then normally what I do is I just kind of chop into this grass. I want to just kind of go straight across the top of it, so it's all kind of evenly chopped and kind of bitty looking, so I just kind of chop into it like that. I'll take that one out, so it's a bit big. I may actually look for another one of these in the garden centre, maybe plant a lot more at the back here, just to kind of give it a bit of a backdrop of long grass. Okay, and then you also need to clean off the trunk. Just give that a So I had this tree for quite a while, just in the pot by itself, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that it was shaped. I tried doing different things when I was starting my bonsai journey with it, but I didn't know what to do with it really. And then I was going to put it in the front garden, just put it in the ground and just let it grow as a garden tree. But then I was looking at it one day and I saw it did look very like an African style tree, so yeah, so I put it in, started growing as that, and it seems to be coming out okay. It seems to be maturing quite nicely now, taking shape pretty good. I don't think they get junipers out there, but definitely has a nice kind of African feel, I think. Okay, so we'll give this rock a good scrubbing now. Get a bit of a harder brush and we'll clean that all off. Like I said, it would be nice on a forest or something, but with all the moss on it, but not really ideal for this planting. Give it off, just give it a bit of a wash. Okay, so where was this? Over here, wasn't it? Was it? Where did I have that rock? It was in here, wasn't it? Like that. Okay, so we're just still cleaning up this, aren't we? Now we've got all these bits of grass on it. These tiny bits of grass, but we'll let the wind blow them off eventually. Okay, so now we're just ready for some sand, some fresh sand. So I've got some play sand here. Kind of got a slightly of different types to Where's the other one? There was another one, but it's very white. So I'll use this one. It's kind of got a slight, probably on the camera you can't really see much, but slight orangey tinge. But it's not very orange like Builder's Sand. Through this path here. So like that, if you have a tree that you're not really feeling it, it's you know, which I have had a few in the past, just be patient and just keep looking at it and studying it, and eventually you may decide, or you may find the tree tells you itself what it wants to be, or what type of tree it wants to be, rather than what it wants to be. You all know it wants to be a tree, but yeah, I might just shout out to you, kind of like this one did. I was just looking at it one day and I thought, it does actually look like a tree you would see out there in the Serengeti or whatever. So that's why it wants to grow. Let's let it grow like that. Okay, looks okay. Water, and I won't water it fully in here. I'll wait until I take it outside and we'll give it a proper watering. Just wash all that sand in nicely, and maybe put a little bit more in here. It's a bit thin. Next time I do a repot on this, I'll probably lift the tree a little bit so we get some ground roots. They're coming. There's a lot of roots growing along here. Maybe we'll get some nice ground roots on from it then, which I think will also add to it. Okay, so the tree itself, like I said, not a lot really. Little bits of stubs and things, but nothing too major. Branches all seem to be, have a look at it, they all seem to be okay. At one stage I was going to move one or two of them, but I can't remember which ones it was. To me now at the moment it looks pretty good. I'm liking it. Sort of look quite good now. Okay, so we'll I'll get off this and we'll have a pop look at it, and then we'll put on some more lions or something on it. Okay, so let's get, like I said, I'll take out the giraffe and we'll put in some lions. So I've just got all my lions together here. We'll see which ones we're going to use. I got some new ones last time I was at a car boot sale, so got these two, so we'll maybe use them anyway. We have a couple of males. You can see how they fade in the sun. So we'll go with this one, and you see the female, how that one's faded. Which is okay, you get them that colour too, but we'll go with these kind of darker ones today. So maybe we'll put the female just lying under there. She can be watching her cub. We'll put the male back behind the tree. Like that. Yeah, that looks okay. Okay, so not a massive video, tree work or anything, but just a bit of a clean up again. Like I said, it has to be done, so may as well do it and just show you the tree anyway. So like that, we'll keep on top of it, and we will like that. Probably won't need to do much with the tree. Maybe thin it out a bit later on in the year, but other than that, probably not much. But we probably will be doing the landscape 2 or 3 times over the summer, just keeping it clear of weeds and stuff, so we don't want it filling with weeds and then I'll have to redo the whole thing again. And maybe one day I would like to put it in a bigger pot maybe. Now the tree's starting to really grow, it's kind of overhanging the pot on this side quite a lot, so we could get a much bigger pot, so maybe that's something for the future. So we'll call it with this one done. So as always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.